Good morning, and welcome to episode of PS Too Many Games. Truth be told, for this episode, this is a re-recording, as most of the episode I lost due to no sound. So this will be done on the laptop this time. This is another CEX price increase/decrease episode. There's good and bad this time. Generally speaking, there is good because there are certain games I do not own that have gone down in value significantly. But also there's games I don't own that have gone up in price significantly. And we'll go through my games once again, seeing what's actually hot and what's not, if you will. And we'll also talk about games that I suggest my fellow PS2 collectors should buy now rather than later. So let's get into it anyway. Let's check out the price increase/decreases.
Excellent.
So, a little bit of change with how we do it at CX episode this time. I'm actually going to include a table I didn't go to a charity shop and pay a sizzling £10 for. Seriously, charity shops are amazing for furniture. If you're willing to carry it home, they're literally bargains. If you can get your furniture from anywhere, try charity shops. British Heart Foundation. Anyway, back to what we're actually doing here. So we're going to go through games one by one, what's most worth, what's increased, what's decreased. We're also going to talk about games I don't own, that I'm going to look for like in the next month, because they've just come down in price and now the time to buy is now. You know what I mean? Also, obviously you've seen the folder for my games, but this is my little black book. Not that kind of black book. Basically, I'm going to keep hand on each price per month and see what's going up, so I can actually see what's going up and what's down, because prices are always variating, but some games just keep going up and up and up and up. And let's get into it anyway, because obviously, as you know, Kingsfield 4 is still by far the most valuable game I own. Paid £100 for it in March. CEX is now worth 150, and it's gone up again by about £10. Obviously, CEX prices is not. It's probably the high end. But if you go on like eBay, you can probably get it for 90 quid. But CEX does affect how much you pay on eBay. So, once again, this is just going to keep going up and up. So, if you want to get Kingsfield 4, I recommend getting it sooner rather than later. Also, actually quite a good game. Basically made by the same people from Software who obviously do like Dark Souls and that kind of thing from now on. So they're good developers, really are. Out of my top 40 games, I recommend you buy Haunting Ground now. This has gone up a tenner again. This is now worth £90 at CEX. About a year ago, you would be paying 60. So this has gone up nearly a third in about a year, and the last 2 months has gone up significantly. Bearing in mind, in Norwich Gaming Market a month and a half ago, I paid £60 for this from Amiga Gaming, the out-of-borough store. I thank you for that, by the way. Then it was worth £72. Then it went up to 80, and now it's 90 quid. So if I was going to recommend getting a game now, buy Haunting Grounds, because this will be a £100 game by the end of the year. I'm almost certain it'll be £100 by the end of the year. The demand for that is just ridiculous at the moment. I'm assuming it's because it's a Capcom, it's a horror game, and horror games just will keep going up and up and up and up. I'm still to play that, but I am going to play that because it's not the horror game where you purposely go out and kill. I think it's horror games where you try and avoid the horror because you're basically a little girl and a dog. So, actually kind of intriguing to me.
You should buy it.
Buy it! You buy it! Ah!
One. Obviously, Silent Origins is still about an £85–80 game. This is one of those games which is probably going to stay the same price for a long time, between 80 and 100 quid. Sometimes it'll go down, sometimes it'll come up. It's just going to fluctuate like that. Nearly all Silent Hill games will stay roughly the same price, apart from Shattered Memories, both versions will just keep going through the roof, because CEX can charge pretty much what they want when they get to the point where games worth more than 200 quid. Side note, Pokemon XD, once again, got an price. That is now a £235 game for a GameCube game. I bought that game 7 years ago from a gaming market for 60 quid. It has gone up by 4 times the price in 7 years. That is ridiculous. So anyone who wants to get that game, good luck with that one. Right, Soul Nomad the Wild End is still £75 game. But in last year alone, that's gone up at least £20 in the last 3 or 4 months. So once again, if you want to get a game sooner rather than later, get Soul Nomad. Just a little side, because I bought this from Last Level Games, I paid £40 for this. That was about 2.5 months ago, and I got it for £75. This is the Italian version, but this does play in English. So it's a win. A game that's coming down in price is Persona 3, the original one. That's now £70. That is the lowest I have seen it since I started collecting these games. That's been as high as £95, it's now £70. So if you're going to buy a game now, while it's low, I recommend Persona 3. The FES version, the finished version, that's £105. That goes up and down. But Persona 3 seems to be going down and down and down. So you can try and ride the wave and see if you get it for less than 70 quid, or you can take a gamble now and buy it. Probably the second one, to be honest, and that's not as rare as it sounds. I see quite a few Persona 3s. Persona franchise obviously is popular to this day. Obviously Persona 5, Persona 6, I think Persona 6? I could be wrong. No, Persona 5. Persona 5, obviously, you can get that game quite easily. Project Zero 2, £65. It's gone up to £5 as I paid for it last month. That's about right. Horror games go up and down. The Project Zero games, they probably might go up in the future, but they're not going up rapidly. I mean, I think Project Zero 3 is worth about £85. I've got to get that, obviously. So I'm not in them like a mad hunt to get it now. That they're probably going to hold price for quite a while. It's just the way it is. Shadow Hearts, £55. This is a variation. This will go up and down constantly, but it'll stay between 50 and 60 quid. So there's no rush to buy that. That's pretty much going to be the price for that. It's going to be going forward. Very good RPG. Highly recommend it. Games that are just coming down and down and down are hacks. Hack Part 3 and Part 4 are now worth £55 each. To put it in context, in February at the Doncaster Game Market, I bought all 4 hacks combined for 190 quid. And now, if I bought all 4 from CX in one day, I'll pay like 155. So basically, they've come down significantly. Hack 1 has got them a little in price, but Hack 3 and Hack 4 both come down in price. I pay £75 a day, I'll pay £55 for that now. So, it's one of those things where it's going to happen. There's going to be games just come down, but they seem to be less popular than they were 4 months ago. So, one of those things. Both Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and both Dragon Ball Z Infinite World both worth the same, £52. This has come down in price. This one pretty much stayed the same. But for those 2 games, you're going to be paying between £50 and £60 at CEX, probably £40 online at eBay. They're not going to go up anytime soon. They're just going to keep fluctuating. So they're one of these games where there's no rush. They're probably going to stay the same price for a while. Manhunt 2 is pretty much the same. That is £55, pretty much what I paid for it. So that's pretty much going to stay the same for a while. Obviously it's rare because it was banned in a lot of countries because it was just straight up fucked up. Obviously Silent Hills. Silent Hill 2, 3 and 4 are pretty much going to stay the same. Between 40 and 50 quid, all of them. They're just going to keep fluctuating like £2 here or there, so they're going to stay the same, so I'm not even going to go into that. Another game coming down in price significantly, Armored Core 3. You would pay £65 3 months ago, now you'll pay 50 quid for this, so that is literally £50 saved. I would get it now rather than later because it's just coming down and down, and I don't know how long it's going to be before it goes back up. So another game, get it now while it's a bit low. Steamboat Chronicles, another game that's gone down slightly, obviously made by 505, the same people made Rose, enough. Intermission. And we're back. The same people who made Rule of Rose, made Steamboat Chronicles. Decent RPG, you're going to be paying £45 to £48 for that now. It's come down about 5 or 6, so it's going to keep fluctuating. Obviously I spoke about Silent Hill 3 and Silent Hill 4. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, that's £42. Come down about a tenner since I bought it. It's probably going to stay that way. It's not a highly sorted game. Obviously I'm still not entirely sure why it's so expensive, because obviously the PS1 version, I think it's because it wasn't many released to PS2. I think that's just the reason it is. If I could use something for that, that'd be greatly appreciated. A game that hasn't gone up in price yet, but probably will in the next 5 years, is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You'll pay £42 for this, but I'm taking a gamble. I think it's probably going to go up in price because it is one of the best fighting games ever. PS2 version is very, very good, and this is Marvel vs. Capcom. It's awesomeness in disc form. Yakuza 2 has come down. That's now £42. That was £50 at one point. Yakuza franchise, like the Silent Hill franchise, it's going to keep fluctuating in price. I don't think it's going to keep going up and up and up and up and up. But you never know. Castlevania, also again £42. I'm going to take a prediction. I'm going to predict when the Castlevania series on Netflix begins, that a lot of these games just might increase all of a sudden. Obviously, the other one, Legacy of Darkness, that is going up in price. That's probably a game you need to buy now. I think it's like 70 quid now. It was like £60 in the last few months, so you need to buy that game sooner rather than later because it's just going to keep going up and up and up. Now we get to the games that are just going to fluctuate slightly. Metal Slug Anthology, still £40. Very good game. First 6 Metal Slugs in form. That's going to stay the same.
Just keeps going.
One. Game coming down like a lead weight there was Persona 4. £32 for the non-music version without the CD. That was £45 not long ago, so Persona 4 seems to be like just going down in value, so I would buy that now sooner rather than later. Contra Shattered Soldier, about £35. That's about right. It's not going to go up, it's not going to go down, it's just there. Decent game, but it's just there. World Heroes Anthology, once again another game where it's just going to stay roughly the same price constantly. All these anthologies, by the way, are going to always be between 20 and like £40. They're always going to. That is there. That is there. £35 on that again. Once again, Fire Pro. When I bought this, it was like £45. That's now like £35. I think the release of the recently new Fire Pro Wrestling in the last year has probably brought that down significantly. Good game, by the way. I recommend Fire Pro Racing. Project Zero, £32 for this. That's about right. It hasn't gone up, hasn't gone down. Obviously, Project Zero 2 and 3, they're probably going to stay the same, so we'll see. Game that has come down significantly in the past 6 months is Shadow Hearts Covenant. This was £50 roughly about 5 months ago. You're paying about 32 quid for this. I would highly recommend buying this now because no one CX does start putting up in price for no reason, but that is just dropped off a cliff in price. Buy it now. You save money, honestly. Game that's just pretty much going to stay the same price. Shin Megami Tensei Jesus Christ. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Digital Saga 2. That's a £32 game. That's pretty much going to stay the same price, just like as the original one, between £30 and 32. So you're going to keep going up to or down. Special edition though, that's getting slightly expensive, so probably get the special edition soon. Clock Tower 3, £35, it's going to stay the same. It's come down £5 since I bought it, but I think it's going to go up probably in the future. It's going to stay between 30 and 40 quid. Game that's increasing all of a sudden, King of Fighters Maximum Impact 2. You're paying £32 for this. That's the first time it's been over £30 since I've owned it. I've owned it for about 6 or 7 months. So that's probably getting popular all of a sudden, so I'll keep an eye on that one. On the other end, One Piece Grand Adventure down to £32. That's going down in price significantly from 40, so £8 saved there. As I said at the start of the video, a lot of these games have gone down in price, so if you're a collector, it's actually probably a good thing, especially if you don't own them. Def Jam Fight for New York is going to be the same price. You're always going to be paying between £25 and £35 for that. It's just one of those games going to stay there. Hack Part 2, £30. I mentioned the hacks earlier. Another game that's gone back up in price and back onto the rack is Art of Fighting Anthology. It's only £30, so it's less than I paid for it, but it went off the cliff last month, but it's come back a bit since then. But it's probably not going to be £35 again. That's probably the peak of that game. Black Buccaneer stays the same at £30. Good game, by the way. Highly recommend that. Obviously, I mentioned the original Shin Megami Tensei Devil Digital Saga. Now this one intrigues me. Sly Raccoon's £28. That goes up and down occasionally. I get the sense the next 5 years this will probably go up. One of the most underrated franchises is the Sly Raccoon franchise. The first game is worth the most out of the 3 ones on the PS2, but I would recommend playing all 3 games. They're fantastic. Digimon Rumble 2, that is worth about £28. That's pretty much going to stay the same. And the last game in the rack, Avatar: The Inferno, that's come down. That's only worth about £25 now. So. But that's an anime game, so that's probably the way it's going to be. So that's everything from a rack. Games that I probably need to buy now because they come down significantly. Parappa the Rapper 2 was £50. That's now £32 in the last 2 months. It's dropped literally close to half price. So any collectors, get that now because that's a hell of a decrease all of a sudden. There was something else that's dropped like a freight train. I've forgotten what it is. Oh my god. Oh, it's gone off my head. Anyway, most of the prices have come down, but the really expensive games have gone up, obviously. Rule of Rose is now $5.70. It's gone up 20 quid. Same price. Michigan's now £400. Quan's just £5 off 500 quid. King of Fighters 98 has gone up a tenner. Nearly all the games above 100 quid have gone up slightly. And then all the other games either gone up like by a fiver or down like a tenner. But the majority of the games below 50 quid either gone down significantly or have gone up. For instance, the GTA Triple Pack is now worth 65 quid. That was 40 quid like 2 months to 3 months ago. That's gone up ridiculously well. And I have not seen a physical copy of that yet. So that's a game you need to buy now before it goes through the roof. Considering the double pack is only worth a tenner, the triple pack being worth £65 is very insulting. Considering that all 3 games combined by themselves are not worth 15 quid. Kind of taking the piss. Anthologies, once again, that's going to hold value. Harry Potter anthologies between 50 and 60 quid. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to throw back to future me, and you'll see you in a second. Right, 3, 2, 1. So as you've seen, price variations aren't that massive at the moment. They've gone up mildly. There is one game that I can't actually physically get in the rack that is actually worth something. Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, or Subsistence, I can't pronounce it. 48 quid these days. That's gone up about a 10 in the last 2-3 months. That's a game you need to pick up sooner rather than later. But as I say, this price changes actually aren't that horrific. They're pretty good for me because a lot of the games I want are now got down in price. I just remembered. Demolition Girl. Demolition Girl was 50 quid, now it's £32. That's another game I need to buy sooner rather than later because that's gone down like a freight train. Sorry. Just literally recording, it's like, I got it! Oh, that's an old man moment, that is. That's again an old man moment. Right. 3, 2, 1. So anyway, the next episode will be the Kingsland episode. Obviously saw the Wisbeat side of things, but the Kingsland side of things, significantly better. Picked up quite a few games, 10 plus games, so that's going to be quite an interesting episode. Went to retro... I forgot the name. We'll get to it in the future. I am not the perfect. There is a game in the market in Norwich on the 27th at the UEA. I think it's 27th, Saturday. I do not know if I'm going to be attending that or not. It depends on real life circumstances, aka work. Because work comes first. Always does comes first. Yeah. Obviously Dave is back now. He recorded the last episode, the London episode. He did all the editing for that, so that's thankful. Now that I can do a reasonable amount of decent editing, anything that doesn't require like outside footage, I can do myself. Obviously anything that's like outside footage I give to Dave because Dave's a better editor than I am. You'll see what I mean. The different editing styles, you'll notice it, you can tell, because Dave puts a lot of loud music in, and I do like calming background music. More talking. There's a difference, you'll notice every time you watch a video. Side note, I'm away for the first week of September. I'll be down in Hampshire, so hopefully while I'm down there I might be able to hit up a CEX maybe in Portsmouth or Southampton. We shall see. Obviously I've got to Google see if there's anything around there if I've got time. First week of October, I will be in Scotland, near Falkirk to be precise. Holidays, just taking time off work, you know what I mean. So I am going to be moving around the country quite a bit in the next 2 months. I do need to hit up the new Retro Realm in Ipswich. The store looks amazing. Opened last Saturday. Extra room, just looks amazing, and I'm always up for going back at Ipswich. Ipswich is not horrifically far away from me. And maybe on the next road trip, I can start off at Ipswich and end up in Doncaster, like Braintree. Not Doncaster. That's a complete other way. Like start off in Ipswich and hit up like Colchester, Braintree, that kind of thing. Dan has been persistently asked when can we go to Doorway to Dorcas and Doncaster. When I have them, well, how can I put this? If I'm going to go to that awesome store, I'm going to take some serious cash with me. Some serious cash. So that'll be coming hopefully in the next 2 to 3 months. Plus, between where I live in Doncaster is 3 to 4 hours. So It's a hell of a drive. But anyway, that's going to start us off for this episode. Thank you for watching again. Please comment. I do reply to all comments. CEX, they do control the market, but people like me are part of the problem, so I can't really throw stones because the stones can come flying back in my face. Anyway, have a good day, and I'll speak to you all later.